Okay, so a bit better than a week into Advent, and this is the state of the craft room. I am behind on so much. So today I have designated it as catch-up day. So let's get this mess sorted and also deal with some of all this over here and actually make some stuff and get caught up. Okay, so I'm going to start with something really easy. Is I have all these Cricut pages that I need to cut before all these Cricut pages I need to cut before I can catch up on my Bible journaling. And so I'm going to get the Cricut running while I do the rest of the things to kind of multitask with a machine. But as you can see, even my desk is a mess, so I can get my mail out of the way. It has been a week. We've been to Sydney this weekend. We've picked up eldest from uni. So that was like the entire weekend, because then we got home and basically went straight out to a party as well. So that was fun. That was a gift from a friend. Look how pretty that book is. Isn't that cute? A friend gave me that notebook as a present to say thank you for helping her with a birthday cake. Got some little scissors to pop away. My kid has been using my stuff. That needs to go away in general crafts. It's my pattern envelope. What else I got? Patterned paper. My battery charger can go there. Slip my iPad. Now, fair warning, this sounds terrible. There's something not quite right with my Cricut lid. So this is jammed. It always has been. But my lid makes a terrible noise. Right, let's turn that on. Some fake flowers to do some stuff with. I do need to clean these, but I'm going to cheat for now because I just want to get stuff done. So stick that on, and my favorite thing ever in the craft room is my painter's tape. I use this so much, especially with my Cricut. You can see it's a bit there. So this one, I swear I have an excuse for. I needed a new blade. I got this on Tuesday last week when I was a couple of towns over in our regional Big Smoke. So, new blade. I did try cutting and it was just, you can see the paper's actually, if I can focus off, you can see there's actually bits of paper stuck to that blade. Get that old blade out. Drop the new blade in. Okay, so I've got this loaded up on my laptop and it's loaded up and it can start cutting while we do some other catch-ups. So an easy one to get started with is my Instax. So I'm just going to grab my gear and do that. Okay, so I'll get that Instax out of the way now that that's caught up. How pretty are these? I'm not going to skein them up just yet. I'm going to be good. I am going to catch up before I do anything else. So much stuff, oh my goodness. What I do need to do is I want to set up my cross. So my cross stitch I've mostly got organized. Is I need to prep the fabric. I haven't done that when I was doing the floss. So I'm going to grab that. So the finished size is 19.2, 19.25 by 15 and a half. So take 6 inches off one direction, so probably about 7 inches off the other. Okay. Oh, there's my first cricket thing done. So when I was cutting previously, these ones here were actually like, it's almost scratching the top of the paper, like it's only printer paper. It's not thick at all. And so it would cut up here fine, but not down the bottom and in the middle. And so I was really worried that something had happened to the cutting deck. So I can get first page off. So this is how I do. I grab a pin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 6 inches. This is a bit hard to do holding it up so that the camera can see. And so I'm going to come in here, and at this row at the 6-inch mark, I'm going to pick a thread if I can get it. And so what I like to do is grab that thread. So you can, oh, there we go. Now we're going at the 6-inch mark. Pull and pull and pull and pull. Okay, so that's going to snap out. But what you can do there, so you can see there, and you can see a bit of a line there where that thread has come out. So there's a line, and so then it's really easy just to get my scissors and I can just cut along that gap. And the reason I do it that way is that gives me a really crisp straight line along the grain without having to worry about half threads hanging off here and fraying and stuff, because I'm not actually cutting any cross threads. The reason I do it this way, even though it's a little bit longer, is that doing it with a rotary cutter can just, like, threads don't line up 100% perfectly under the ruler. You can just get a little bit wobbly and fraying at the edges. Whereas this, oh, you can see at the end there. So see there where I didn't cut it completely straight, it can get messy like that. Whereas up this other end, it's just nice and neat. Okay, so then on the other end, what did I say? 7 inches. And done. So that leaves me 2 nice little pieces I can do a smaller project on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it like that, and I'm going to put a clip on so that by the time I come, hopefully that should be pressed in nice and firm, and I've got a nice easy middle section. And my next page is also done. So that is my ephemera cut, the fabric prepared. What else? I have Art Journal Advent. So I need to do these ones. Okay, so day 2 is Connection. Day 3 is Mine. This is one of my favorite books to work with to look for bits and pieces for elements. This is another way that I kind of connect with the world and with my creativity is with my camera. Friendship bracelets, maybe? Is there one in the right colours? So that purplish one could work. So that's kind of all I really want in the way of picture-y stuff. So I'm just going to flick through and be looking for background type of things. Okay, while I was charging my battery, I've changed my plan. While I finish all my Cricut stuff, I'm actually going to get some jobs started on my computer, importing my December daily up to date. So I did start on art journal advent, but that just feels a bit stressful. So, oh my goodness, this desk is getting out of control. Move this around. My plan to catch up on everything is going so slowly. So I'll clear some space while that's going, because I don't need this right now. These are my favorite scissors for fussy cutting. I actually bought these from the fabric shop, so technically they're like embroidery fabricy snips, but those nice fine points are just beautiful for fussy cutting. I need to do something for the background. I won't use any more of my paper bits. Looking at my fabric scraps, I'm just kind of looking for bits that kind of feel on theme and also match the colors here. Okay, make a start on this. So I've done the first 4 days, so I need to do December 5th. Oh yes, I only took one photo, so let's go. So I just give 3 stars when I'm selecting. On this Saturday, I actually quite like this one. So I was taking a photo of my son at the Martin Place Christmas tree. I actually like this one where he's like looking at it, so I'm just going to star that one as well. Worst case, I can do some tip-ins is what I'm thinking, rather than, you know, cull my favorites. And then I also want to tomorrow, so I'll just pick my photo of the day. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to pick some photos for my blog that my son took yesterday of my Christmas dress. Okay, we'll get these photos edited real quick. So just been to Harvey Norman, picked up my photos, ready to do our catch up. So I'm going to do the final catch up run for this video. There's a reason I don't like printing at Harvey Norman. That's so dark. Oh man. Okay, anyway, better than nothing. I also have 2 Instax. So this one was from Tuesday night, so that would have been the 10th. No, the 9th. 9th of the, oh my goodness, 9th of the 12th, 25. And so I am still missing 2 photos, the 4th, the 5th, 6th, 7th. This might be the 8th, 25. So I didn't take an Instax photo yesterday, so I need to do that as well. So I'm just literally using a permanent marker, a permanent texter for those, and then tape runnering on the back and sticking it on. Dunskies. Again, these are my digital papers that I made myself and that I had printed, so I'm just using those up. So they're ready. So I've got all these backgrounds in, ready to go. So let's take a look at my printed photos. I'll get my photo cutter, my paper cutter. So again, I am keeping it so simple. I've put the overlays on, and then I am just looking for that white line there and slicing that off. Just double check. Yep. And then I can go this side 4 inches like that. Do those two at the same time because I have this really nice heavy duty cutter. I'm still getting used to where the cut lines are on this new cutter. Turn around 4 inches, sliced off. So you have 1, 2, they'll go back to back. So you can see on this photo here, you can see it's inset there. So I'm actually going to trim out and around, and it's going to be inset without going in a sleeve to make those photos fit. So I just need to grab some more spare. That will also help. This extra tip-in style here is going to help because I think I'm like two pages short. 3 and 4. So the reason I'm 1 short, I thought I'd calculated so that would work, but I was going to do a title page so that number 1 was facing here, so that this side would be a title page. And what I'm wondering is if I can cut this into 4 and slip in the 4 pockets there. So I'll just leave that one for now. So 1. So while I was out of battery, I finished up this album, and well, as far as I was going. So that worked out really well, doing it 4x4. I ended up trimming it down to 1 7/8, and I probably didn't need to. I could have left them the full 2 inches. So that's a note for future reference. I have considered just giving up on the 2nd and the 3rd for the Instax and splitting those across there, which could work. That's a problem for down the track. But it's looking so cute. I am loving these overlays, and I'm loving the photo versus the Instax layout. The little tip-ins worked really well too. I used an offcut from where I cut the backgrounds, so that would punch in there because those photos are just a fraction too small to grab onto the clips. They do come a little bit wider than the page protectors, but they're still within the album, so that's fine. And yeah, so I'm ready to catch up for days 10 and 11 and moving onwards. It's really satisfying to see this little album filling up nicely because it's just such a cute little album. I am tempted to maybe see if I can get another set of page protectors to fit 2026 in here as well, but I might be ready for something new. You can kind of see that the binder bit is filling up nicely. So all my Cricut is cut. My art journal Advent, I'm ready to make some progress on. I will do a full video on catching up with that. We'll do an art marathon over the weekend. My cross stitch I haven't yet started, but I will start that over the weekend. And now that I'm done procrastinating with my catch-up stuff, I need to deal with the rest of the room. Oh my goodness. I think it's gotten worse since I started this catch-up vlog. Wish me luck. Thank you for joining me today as I played catch up, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video.